Aldridge, Mandarin Collar, page 156. That is the flat drawing there, diagram 7. Then we have the diagrams underneath, which show you your steps for your pattern. So you can see the first step is going to be a long rectangle. We're going to divide it into lines. Then you can see on this next step, essentially these lines are going to be cutting lines that we're going to close over a little bit at the top, make it a little tighter at the neck, okay? So that will curve our bottom line, and then we're going to do our pattern piece at the bottom. So you can see there and all the steps that will follow. So number 7, Mandarin Collar, construct a rectangle. 1 to 2 is the full neck measurement. So 1 to 2 there, the bottom line of that rectangle is the full neck measurement. 2 to 3, which is going up, is approximately 4 centimeters. So that's the kind of standard Mandarin Collar. Okay, the one we have on the stand is a little bit smaller. Curve the outer edge of the rectangle. Mark your center back. Divide into 6 sections. And then she says cut out. So whenever she says cut, we don't cut our construction. We will trace and then cut. So we will trace and then we'll cut out our trace off. We'll cut down those cutting lines. And then she says overlap 0.5 and then trace around your new collar shape. So the first thing, we need one straight line and we need to put our neck measurement on it. What you can do is, this one is a little tricky because we're talking about the full neck here, so we're not talking about half. What you'd be doing is measuring, like if you have this block, you'd be measuring that neckline and this neckline, adding them together. But that would only be half. She's asked for the full. So you measure this and this, add it together, and then double it, would give you the full neckline. Okay? So when you are measuring curves, you use a measuring tape and you measure along, you know, like this, moving your measuring tape, having it perpendicular to your page and coming along and measuring. Okay, get your measurement, write it down, and then measure this one, add it together, double that, and that will be your full neck measurement. Okay, so that's my front neck, that's my back neck, and I put them all together. I'm going to double the front neck, double the back neck, and add it all together. So that's my full neck measurement, 35.4. And I'm going to put that on this line. Full scale, I've got my position 1 to 2, and now I'm coming up. So position 2 to 3, she's given us as 4 centimeters. So we're going to square up along here at 2. You can square up at 1 as well. And we're measuring 4 centimeters. That's full scale. So for you guys, that's 2. So you can measure up all the way along for a few times, and then you can draw your line across. And that's your most basic collar. But now what we want to do is divide it. So if we find halfway, that will be the center back line. Okay, so that's our CBL, center back line. And now we're going to divide it into 6 sections. So you have to take that measurement, divide by 6.
For divided by 6 is 5.9.
5.9?
Yeah.
Sorry, backwards. Okay, thank you. Okay, So 34 divided by 6, 5.9. So I'm going to go along and do 5.9, 5.9. That section would be 5.9, and then I have 5.9 again. Oh no. Okay, and now my sections are divided. And I'm going to square up on these points. And these are cutting lines. So these four that I've drawn are cutting lines. The center back line is not a cutting line. We're not going to cut and overlap it. It's because it's quite straight along the back here. So it doesn't need to be taken in. It's really around the side of the neck that we need to take it in so that it angles in towards the neck. So I'm going to draw scissors. Again, pay attention to which direction I'm drawing them. They're going down. We're cutting down. We're going to leave a hinge on these ones down at the bottom. So this is our construction. We're not going to cut this one. We're going to leave this. It's construction step 2. Sorry, step 1. Construction step. Oh. Okay, now I'm going to do construction step 2. There we go, we have step 1. I'm going to cut this out and I'm going to cut down. I accidentally drew scissors there, so I've wiggled it out because this one we don't cut, we just cut these 4. So the curve here, you want to draw on a nice curve. And you want that to be the same on the other side. Now I'm just going to draw one, but if I was on paper, what I would do is I would draw my curve that I like, and I would fold over my pattern in half, and with the tracing wheel I would trace through that curve so I know that if they're identical, you know, the one on each side. So now I have something that looks like this, and what I'm going to do is I'll glue this down, but just I'm going to take these little cuts and I'm going to overlap. I can't do it because I haven't cut far enough down. So be sure your hinge at the bottom is only very small, 2 millimeters or so, otherwise you won't be able to do it. I'm going to overlap this by 0.5, so you can measure. So for you guys that's 0.25, but you can measure in, like I'm going to measure 0.5 in. From the edge there, and I'm going to overlap that one at that point.
Where?
In between these cuttings, all of them get overlapped by 0.5 and by 0.5.
And that's the half measure.
That's the full scale measurement, so you'll be overlapping by 0.25. Okay, so it starts to look like that. But you can see it's kind of, there's points and there's kind of bumps in here, and so that's when we need to do our smoothing off. I'm going to go ahead and glue this. And we're going to trace this off and smooth it out, smooth the line along the top and along the bottom, and then we'll have to get our shoulder notch. So for the last step with this, I'm going to trace it off. So again, in terms of tracing off for your pattern piece, remember you're tracing along the edge, the outside edge, and we're not including this information where we cut and fold it over. We are including the center back line because that would be our straighter grain. We know that we have to include that, don't we? So there you go, that will be your final pattern piece. Will look like this. You'll have your center back line in it. I'm going to add seam allowance now. Seam allowance would go right the way around because on the top here it's going to be sewing to the inside piece, and on the bottom it's sewing to the neckline. And the other thing that's important, we have our straighter grain, and then as per usual, Winifred doesn't mention the notches, but she has it on the diagram, and in this case she actually does write a little note, I think. It says shoulder seam notch, so she's actually labelled it because it's very important on your collar. It's hard to sew because it's a curve, and it's very important to have that notch. So how do we get our shoulder seam notch? What we need to remember is this bit here corresponds to this, so that's the front neck, that's sewing to our front neck, and then we need to know, put a notch there, somewhere here, and then the rest is sewing to our back neck. So if we just take our front neck measurement, which we got earlier, mine was 10.2, I'm going to take that and I'm going to put it here, actually. I'm going to put it here. I'm coming back my front neck measurement. Okay, you can either come back your front neck measurement, or you can take your back neck measurement and measure out from the center back that measurement. And then I'm going to put seam allowance around it, which is for me 1.5 and for you guys 0.5. So there you go, step 1, our construction. This here is a construction step 2 or part 2. And then this is our pattern piece. This is the one that will go on the fabric, that gets pinned on and gets cut out, gets fused, all that stuff, and we need our labelling on it. So our labelling, first line would be our name, garment. This is very small. So again, if you've done half scale, it's really small. If your writing goes kind of off the page, it's okay, you know. But we can get into like the initials. And we might not be able to put all the writing in one line. You might have to put it right next to it. So I'm writing Rena, or I'm writing my RS, and then I'm just saying that it's for a blouse. Then it is the collar, and it's cut 2. So I've kind of done it in that format.